Hello, welcome. My name is Sir Loury Rondon. By the way, the letter R is silent. Today you're going to have a great explanation about Great Britain. Just a great country. We are people that are reliable, well educated.
Boo, you're lying!
Alright, I'm speaking, please be quiet. So, people in Great Britain are known for their sophistication, their classes.
Shut up, you're a liar.
The respectful we have for others. I am speaking about the Great Britain.
You're faking people with that British accent. It's not real.
What's your problem, mother? I mean, you are a person that doesn't have problem to anybody. And let me tell you another thing. Welcome. Today we're going to talk about the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. If you've never heard anything about it, stay with us because we're going to talk about culture, language, differences, habits, and so many things that are interesting. So stay with us and know a little bit about this incredible and beautiful land.
Our names are Loury Rondon and Jesus Gonzalez, and we're going to start talking about geography and weather. So Loury, tell us, how is geography in UK?
Well, the geography is interesting, Jesus, because you know that the United Kingdom of Great Britain is located in Europe, of course. So it's in northern western part of the European Union, and actually it's close to France. It means that it's divided by the English Channel. Although it's important to mention that the United Kingdom is a union of 4 different countries, believe it or not. There's England, Scotland, Wales, and even Northern Ireland, which is actually a division of a previous country that was many years ago. But I would like to know about the weather because I know it's a Nordic country, and it has some kind of temperature. I bet it's cold.
Of course, and because of that, most people think that it rains every day in London or in UK, but it's not true. The weather is it varies a lot. The weather varies a lot from a day to another, and even from the same day. It is recommendable to use waterproof cloth, or maybe bring an umbrella with you every time you go out of your house, but it's not
Necessary
at all.
Okay.
It is just in case.
Just in case. The warmest and the driest part of the United Kingdom is England. In the south of England we have that, and the coldest is Wales and Scotland.
Talking about temperature, it goes from 0 degrees in winter to 32 degrees in summer in every part of UK. So it can be very cold in the year, and also it has its warm times.
Okay, it's really interesting, right? Okay, but I would like to talk about government. I mean, I know the United Kingdom, it's a monarchy, but a monarchy for me means that it's a system ruled by a king or a queen that proposes laws, and it actually ruled by only one person, or I mean the royal family. So the United Kingdom is a monarchy, but what else can we know about it?
But we get to that. UK's government is divided into 2 houses, or 2 main powers, the Common House and the Lower House. The Common House is elected by the Commons, or by the citizens. It has the power of like almost every government, but when this house wants to do something or wants to agree in something, they need the assessment or the approval of the lower house for doing something, for maybe doing a law or maybe for a case like a murder case or something like that. They like depend on the decision of this one to the other.
Great, that's excellent. But I want to know about the parliament. So the parliament is in charge also to propose rules that are actually created in the commons in the House of Commons that are gonna be approved in the House of Lords. But I would like to know more about the Constitution. How is the Constitution in the United Kingdom?
There is not like a codified constitution. They decide what to do about the cases depending on previous cases, similarities. And they also take advantage of written sources they have for taking the decisions.
Amazing. Really cool. So this system of parliament and this system of laws has inspired so many countries around the globe, even ours, and it's incredible to know that everything started in the United Kingdom by the influence of the British Empire.
Upright. So the most important part of the kingdom is that we are so humble people that cares about the others. We don't care about the money. Actually, we don't have money. The Queen Elizabeth doesn't have money there. People don't care about money. Money is not necessary here. So we don't care. What are you talking about?
Alright, but there is something I really love. You know, I love money in different shapes, colors, especially green. So, Jesus, tell me about the money, Jesus.
Okay, thank you. UK's currency is called the pound sterling. The pound sterling is also commonly known as pound and is subdivided into 100 pence or pennies in singular. It is the fourth most traded currency in the foreign exchange market.
Oh, that's
after
amazing.
the US dollar, the euro, and the Japanese yen. It is also the world's oldest currency that it is still in use since it came out, so it has a lot of stories to tell.
Wow, it's like the oldest.
It's the oldest one that it is still in use.
Oh my goodness, what I mean. So I know that British people are really used to being polite and being this traditional people around the globe. But there's something I really want to know, which is the religion. Are British people religious?
Well, they started as a Christian society, but then with immigrants and some demographic changes, they started to accept or to adapt another faith. So they became a multi-faith or multi-religion country or a post-Christian society, as some call it.
Okay, also it's important to know that the British Church is ruled by the Parliament and the Queen. This is really weird because we all know that the Christian Church is governed or actually with someone in charge, which is the Pope. But in this case, the British Church is ruled by the Queen and the Parliament, which means that she and they have the power or the right to make changes and to do whatever they want. Also in the Scottish Church is different because the Queen is only just a common member and she doesn't have power there. Although the Welsh Church doesn't have anyone. I mean, it was like abandoned many years ago after the Irish Church fell down. So because of the changes they're having, the changes of the constitution and so on, it's went to a bad side, so they don't have someone in the Irish and Wales Church. Alright, now it's time to talk about education. So we are teachers, English teachers, and it's important to know about the educational system there in the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. So Jesus, what can we know about the educational system there?
Well, they divide their educational system into 4 steps. The first step is primary education, which goes from 5 to 11 years old. The secondary education, which goes from 11 years old to 16 years old. Then they have something that is named further education, which is like an extension of the secondary, in which you goes a little bit beyond that. And if you are trying to apply to a college or to a university, you need to go first through further education. Then they have higher education, that is like a professional career at a university or a college.
Okay, great. So basically it's, as you said before, it's unlike our educational system.
But
The
with the
difference
addition
is-
of the further education.
The addition of a further education. Yes, and I compare further education as the high school in the United States.
And talking about universities, there are so many important universities in UK. And the first one that we are going to mention is the University of Oxford, which is one of the most prestigious and oldest in the world. And Oxford attracts top scholar students to their big campus. Oxford is also known because it has 100 libraries.
Well,
It is like one of the most biggest collection of books
oh my god, that's a lot.
in this history. Yeah.
And
Then,
I know also Oxford for the Oxford Dictionary, which is printed by Oxford Press in Oxford University, the same. Another important university is Cambridge University. We all know about Cambridge, the Duke of Cambridge from the royal family, but it is based on the city college town of the same name. This is one of the most important and world's top university around the globe. It also has the most important and extraordinary technology in terms of education, although it has important students around the world that come from different places.
then we have the Imperial College London, which is ranked as the #1 of the best university in the world for science, technology, engineering, medicine, and business. So it's like a very big collection of important universities in UK.
Another important university and that have important collection of book and library is the University College London. It was the first university in England to allow these people from different countries, from different cultural backgrounds, different classes, and even gender. So women and men were allowed to work and study in the same setting with the same rights and same opportunities. So this is a big change for the 18th century.
And the last one that we are going to mention is London School of Economics and Political Science, which is mainly based on political science, like economic and politics and so. But one thing that is very curious about this university is that most of its students, most of their students are international students. I mean, they are foreign students.
And also this university or this college is specialized in economics, in politics, in science, and also philosophy. Even though this university received thousands of Nobel Prize awards during the past year. Let's talk about the people in the UK. For so many years, the United Kingdom has received a lot of people and immigrants from so many countries. So this means there's a widely variety of people and nationalities. So they are happily living side by side. It means that the UK is a really welcoming and tolerant country. So it is illegal to discriminate people by their gender, sexuality, race, and also disability. That makes the UK a great country to live. Eating out in the UK is often a good idea to taste one of the world's top restaurants and a huge variety of cheaper ones with excellent quality. Also, you can sample food from all over the world, even in small towns, since Great Britain has received people from different countries. Although Great Britain has a huge variety of museums, art galleries, music venues, and art companies that are really to entertain when you have free time. Indeed, also you have access to walk in the countryside to visit historic houses, castles, or even parks and excellent gardens. Okay, now, places to visit in the United Kingdom. So United Kingdom has been long a great destination for tourists and immigrants, although it has received especially people from the European Union. It's important to mention that the United Kingdom receives tourists from different places because of its countrysides, fine museums, excellent art, and even great entertainment. So I have a list of places you have to visit when you go to the United Kingdom. And if you're planning, just think about these options.
Let me take the night I love real easy. And I know that you still wanna see me on the Sunday morning music.
Cambridge is an important destination if you are planning to visit the United Kingdom. It's the home of one of the world's top universities, University of Cambridge. Although it has a huge variety of entertainment, music, parks, and so other many places you can to kill a time. It's important to know that it has also the college chapel, which is just an example of the magnificent Gothic architecture from the medieval era.
Let me love you while the moon is still out. Something in you.
Not far from the border with Wales, the city of Chester is more than 2,000 years old. This amazing city is encircled with borders created by the Romans. This city also has it all. It has architecture, medieval structures, and also a charming ambient. It's incredible to visit and just to see the 19th century revival architecture.
Something in you. Lit up heaven in me. The feeling won't let me sleep.
In contrast, this city is isolated, calm, and really relaxing. Although it offers rocky cliffs overlooking the sea northern side of the Golden Beaches, and also has an important variety of options to spend time that are loved by tourists.
One kiss is all it takes. Falling in love with me. Possibilities. I look like all you need. One kiss is all it takes.
I know you know this. Stonehenge is an important destination and is an iconic for the United Kingdom. We all know Stonehenge, at least in the cartoons. But Stonehenge is relevant because it is a surrounded circular way with standing stones that are from the Neolithic and Bronze Age, from 2100 before Christ. Let's talk about London. London is another fascinating place to visit when you are traveling to the United Kingdom, and you have to experience the wide variety of museums, also restaurants, gardens, parks, and historic castles, and of course the royalty, which is really important. You have to take a bus in a double-decker that crosses the Thames river on the close to the city. And also you have the changing of the guard in the Buckingham Palace. This is an important experience that everybody has to take. Okay, let's talk about languages, I have a question for you. What are the most spoken languages in the United Kingdom?
Well, obviously it is English.
Yes, obviously English, but there are some other languages that are widely spoken. And I'm going to tell you that just 95% of the population are monolinguals. This means that all the people speak English as the first or mother language. Also, there's 2.7% of the people that speak South Asian languages like Bengali, Hindi, and those sub-languages from the Indian subcontinent. Although there's an increasingly variety of other languages, but the most relevant is the Polish, with 562,000 people speaking that languages from Poland. What do you think about it?
Well, that's an amazing mixture of accents. And
yes, a lot. So one day you wake up and your neighbor is from German, and then from India, another from Middle East. It's like really diverse.
Yeah.
But also there are some 4 Celtic languages that are from the United Kingdom, but there are minority that represent the 2 99.0% of the population, which are Welsh, Scottish, also Cornish, and Irish. These languages are in extinction because are not relevant since English has taken over, and it has sense because you cannot speak Irish in America or speak Welsh
It's like
in
what's happening
China.
over here with Guarao. We have the Spanish as our main language, and Guarao is disappearing. For Celtic tribes are similar for them.
Yes, it's like the tones that are only exclusively from that region.
Yeah.
But you know, Jesus, that there are also other languages that are being taught as a second language. So, for England and from Wales, the second languages that are taught in schools are French and German, because they want their students to know a foreign language. Also in Wales, students from the age up to 14 years old, they are taught in Welsh, completely Welsh. So that's just a huge change to preserve the language.
Loury, do you like books?
Yes, I do.
Well, you will love this part because now we're going to talk about the best British authors.
Oh my god. Well,
Who comes to your mind when we talk about British authors?
well, when I think of British author, there is a name of a big poet and playwright that I forgot his name. I don't know.
You know you can say it, man. Let's do it together.
Okay, let's say it together.
3, 2, 1.
William Shakespeare.
That's it. William Shakespeare is the most influential writer in the world in the romantic category, and he is also a poet and a playwright and an actor. His most famous work is Romeo and Juliet, which is widely known around the world, and it has a lot of parodies and versions that people made because of his greatest impact in the world.
Yes, I love that story of Romeo and Juliet because the story is that two young guys met in a masked ball and they didn't know that their families were enemies. So they tried to marry and a priest married them, but then there's a lot of catastrophe and drama when the family realizes that they are married. So Juliet fakes her death and it is more complicated in the story. Another book that is interesting, you know, is A Twelfth Night from also William Shakespeare, which is the plot about Viola and Sebastian, twins brothers, which are, when they are shipwrecked, the Viola thinks that her brother is dead, and she actually goes to work as a page to nobleman Osornio, which is the former king of the Kingdom of Scotland, and then she falls in love with him. Later, we have Olivia, which is also part of the character of the story, that Olivia falls in love with Viola, thinking of that Viola is a boy. So it is a complete romance triangle, love triangle, whatever you want to call it. And the thing gets worse when Sebastian reappears and everything gets more complicated.
William Shakespeare is widely regarded as both the greatest writer in the English language and the world's preeminent dramatist. He is often called England's national poet. So you can.
Yes, and there's another work that is Macbeth, which is actually the prophecy of three witches that say that Macbeth will be crowned as a king. This means that Macbeth was accepted against the three witches' prediction, and his wife persuades him to kill the former king in order to be crowned as the king. But Macbeth forgot something important about the prophecy, that says that the second part of the prophecy is that he would be killed. So it's an amazing story, amazing novel. I highly recommend it.
I know you would like to talk about the next writer.
Okay, let me see. Let me guess what is the next writer.
Come on, say it. You know.
Okay, J.K. Rowling.
Of course.
Of course. Okay, but I would like to know a little bit about her.
Well, J.K. Rowling is a famous British novelist and screenwriter known for her admiring work, Harry Potter fantasy series, which is a very, very well-known book around the world. And who hasn't read Harry Potter or watched any movie of Harry Potter? Harry Potter is the story of a kid, a teenager, which lives with his uh, adopted parents, adoptive parents, and he lives in some kind of closet under the stairs. But then he received a letter from the Howard School of Witchcraft and Wizardry after learning the truth about himself that he's a wizard.
Oh my God, that story is really fine because in that book, Harry Potter is considered by the wizardry world as special, and well, it gets really interesting when Voldemort is its death enemy.
After it, Miss J.K. Rowling wrote some other books that are related to the Harry Potter series, but are not like the part of the main part, but it's like kind of to fill the storyline, such as Amazing Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find It,
Okay.
which is like a prequel to what happened in Harry Potter in the main part of Harry Potter, but it's not like directly connected. It's just like a
I think that has some similarities, and it's not directly connected, but has
Yeah.
some like sort of connection, some
Yeah.
kind of.
it's to explain another part of the world she created, because now here there is the new protagonist, which is Newt Scamander, which is a fictional author of Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, which is the book he wrote. Here he wrote about a lot of magical animals that he found around the world.
Yes, I love magic bits. They are amazing, and where to find them. I would like to find one. But what I found really interesting is the book of Tale of Bill the Bard, which is a storytelling for bedtime children, which is based on magic, on muggles, on and fantasy. If you like fantasy, you will love this because it has an amazing. Actually, it's not that popular as Harry Potter, but it is a well-represented book for J.K. Rowling.
And now that you were talking about fantasy, let's talk about one big author of fantasy stories from UK, which is John Ronald Reuel Tolkien, or also known as JRRT, which wrote this famous book. We also know you know about it, and it is The Hobbit or The Lord of the Rings, which are the masterpiece in fantasy novels. One of the things that we have to mention about this series is that he wrote most of the culture or religions, culture, and races that he used for the books are very deep explained. He did it by himself. The elves, which is a race kind of similar to human, they are semi-human. They have their own language that he wrote because he is a teacher.
Oh my God. Oh yes, he's a university professor and philosophy. Also, he's a writer. He also was part of the military. So he was everything, I think. But I would like to know more about this story because they are really interesting, because he created a fantasy, let's say the Silmarillion, which is also amazing. It's also about the Middle Earth stuff like The Hobbit or The Lord of the Rings. So he created an amazing world only through the pages of those fantastic imaginary worlds. But it's important to talk about other important British authors such as Agatha Christie, which was actually a madame. She was an English writer, and she's known for her 66 detective and also short stories that are resembling the detective and also mystery scenario. Another British author that we would like to talk about is Virginia Woolf,
which is undoubtedly one of the most famous female writers of all time, a modernist. Her books and essays are characterized by the movement stream of conscious style. This means she works a lot with your brain. When you read, you get like a very deep perception of what the character and how the story is going by.
Amazing. I love books, so read. Jesus, what comes to your mind when I tell you the sentence British habits?
What comes to my mind first are cookies.
Cookies. Why
I don't
cookies?
know, because they match with tea.
Okay, we touch the tea. And that's it. British are used to drink a lot of tea every time. And they think that drinking a cup of tea every day can fix the problems. So imagine you have a bad day and you can solve it with a cup of tea.
Another thing that British do a lot is apologizing unnecessarily. They do a lot that. They say a lot of sorry and a lot of I'm sorry.
A lot of
apologize.
excuse me.
Excuse me.
We don't understand why, but this is something that is cultural, done all over the Union. But another fact that they do a lot, and you will agree, is that they drink too much alcohol. Like it's Friday at 6 p.m., let's go to the nightclub, to the bar, and have some beers.
Well, that's something similar to us, you know. We drink a lot of alcohol
We
too.
drink alcohol.
Even though in these hard times we do it.
We do it actually,
Yeah.
yes. And another thing that they always do is forgetting to eat. Sometimes, since they are working so hard, studying, and doing their daily task, they forget to eat in the intervals of time. So this is because they have a busy mind.
Yeah, they are a very fast society. They go to work, they walk fast on the street. Even though they are polite, that their life is very fast.
But they have poor skill for communication. So, since we know that Americans have the highest self-esteem around the globe, these people actually doesn't know how to communicate or convey things, because they just try to convey things with their movement of their eyes.
They add a lot of maybe you could, or maybe I think we could do, and also they avoid a lot of eye contact. They doesn't like that. They're like very shy in that yes. They're very shy.
Now, I have a question for you. Do you like festivities and parties?
Of course, who doesn't?
Well, it's time to talk about holidays and festival calendar for the Great Britain and Northern Ireland. So, I have the number one, which is January the 1st, New Year's Day. This celebration is usually celebrated outside of your house in public places, eating, drinking, and enjoying the new year. So it means that at 3 a.m. everybody is in bed sleeping.
It's not like here.
It's not like here.
That's too early for us.
That's too early for us indeed. Yeah. Late January, early February, which is Chinese New Year. This celebration is actually important because as the Great Britain received many people from different countries, this Chinese population in the United Kingdom celebrates this celebration with a lot of fireworks, food, seafood, a lot of dragon parades, and some loud music.
Do you like fireworks?
Yes, I do.
I love dragons. I like dragons.
Yes, they're amazing. Yes. And February the 14th, Valentine's Day. Well, actually this is the most romantic celebration in the United Kingdom that involves that if you have a girlfriend or boyfriend, you give her a bunch of flowers, chocolates, a teddy bear, and even you can compromise to marry that person. But if you're single, like us, so maybe you might receive a card of your secret admirer.
That would be nice.
That would be nice, really good. And in March the 17th, St. Patrick's, this celebration is really cool. It includes a lot of beers, dressing up in green, and enjoying being a leprechaun. This celebration is widely known and really expanded around the globe, but especially in the Great Britain, where the people get crazy. Okay, Easter. Easter is a Christian celebration that resembles the family reunion where everybody eats roast lamb and they gather together just to spend time with your family. And there's also another dish that they eat, or another sweet or candy, which is
I love them.
chocolate egg
I love
in
them.
different sizes. Ones that are small and the others that are like the size of your head. So that's the rule there. Also the summer solstice, which means that people go to Stonehenge, usually to Stonehenge, to see the last
Be part of your
straight of the sun. This is like a blazing fire where everybody sees to the northeastern and they look at the sun and they think that the day is longer than the night. Between January and July is celebrated the Eid al-Fitr, which is like the Muslim celebration of Ramadan. It's important because those communities have influenced the way of celebrating there.
Yeah, just say that Muslim has a really big impact in the UK's culture because they are the second after Christian, most notable religion there.
And also Edinburgh Festival Fringe. What is that?
The Fringe features over 50,000 performances and more than 3,000 shows over 3 weeks every August. As the world's biggest arts festival, it is the place to go for stand-up comedy, dance, theater, art exhibition, circus, spoken word, opera, and more.
Oh,
So it's like a very big mixture of art. there.
amazing.
Yeah.
Really cool. There's another celebration in late August, which is Notting Hill Carnival. It's like the influence of the Caribbean people that celebrate Carnival there. It's amazing. It's colorful, glitter, feathers, a lot of costumes, people drinking, dancing at the rhythm of calypso, soca, and other Caribbean rhythms there. And also we have in late August the Manchester Pride Parade, which involved the reunion of LGBT plus community that are celebrating the pride for their identity or the sexual gender. This is also done in different places of the United Kingdom.
And you know that it is a 3-day celebration.
Oh my god, 3 celebration days.
3 days.
It's like a
celebration,
huge
yeah.
carnival, I think.
It is a big party.
Oh my god, it's a big And then we have October 31st, Halloween. This is an Asian Celtic religion celebration that started thousands of years ago. This religion is basically more than dressing up like a ghost, witch, or zombie. Nowadays, it's a fancy celebration with your friends in a house, with important dressing and costumes.
To finish, we have finally we have December the 25th and December the 26th, which are Christmas Day and Boxing Day. Christmas Day is like a regular Christmas Day, and Boxing Day is to celebrate the day when the kids open up their gifts they receive from their fathers, and it's at December 26th, which is kind of a day later than ours.
Yes, because they have different culture.
Thank you. Well guys, in general we can say that UK is a very history-rich place with a lot of culture and a very particular lifestyle with all this about king, queen, princess, prince. It is very enriched too in which literature in what literature means. Well, this is pretty much everything we wanted to share with you about UK. We hope you discover new things in this video. Thank you so much for watching this, and see you later.
See you later, and thank you so much. Yes, the UK is a rich country with culture, with customs, with a lot of information, a diverse place where people from all over the world live happily. Thank you so much for watching this video. Hope see you later. Keep tuned and keep knowing about everything about the United Kingdom. See you later in the next time. Bye.
See ya.
I just want you